All right, looks like we're live. So, hello and welcome to Famicast 101, the latest entry in the Famicast on our new feed and YouTube channel and all that stuff. And I'm your host, Danny Bivens. And today I'm joined by James Charlton.
Danny, I'm not going to lie to you. It's a huge honor for you to have me back. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Also joined, as usual, by Ty Sugar.
Yeah, I'm the best.
That's him.
Around.
Nothing's ever going to keep me down.
Yep. And also Cyrus Delaney.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm totally not just after coming straight out from an English class and my brain is totally not fried or anything, but it's all good.
Good.
Give me a sack of potatoes. Stat.
I already bestowed upon them Irish like Easter chocolate covered mallows that like I've been trying to get rid of because those are nasty.
What is this?
They're like chocolate covered like marshmallow things, but in name only. Like they taste like soap.
Oh,
all right. So it's marshmallow asterisks.
Yes, like I gave them to my fiance here, and she was like really excited to see these like chocolate covered goodies come in the mail from my parents, and then she took a bite of them and everything changed.
She's called off the engagement already. Good.
Cool.
So Danny, are you excited for this new direction the Famicast is going in?
Yeah.
101, baby.
Yeah. We're pretty excited. We've got a lot of cool stuff planned for the future, and we're going to be talking about that a little bit more later on in the episode.
Season 2, version 2, 2.0, something like that.
Basically, right?
Web 2.0.
Finally.
All right. Well, per usual, let's just go ahead and kick things off with some new business. And James,
Yo.
Would you mind starting out?
Damn right. Well, I've got a surprise for you guys. I've got a brand new Zelda game to talk about.
Oh God.
I know you. I know you're probably sick of hearing about it, but yes, it's actually I'm playing it on this. This is my Famicom Game Boy Advance SP, which I found when I was spring cleaning the house the other, like I don't know, maybe 3-4 weeks ago. So I've been playing this during the spring break, or like the the Famicast break that we've been having.
Mm-hmm.
And inside it was a copy of Minish Cap, which I bought about 12 years ago. And I've only just started replaying it. So like I had a save file on it. I got it secondhand, so it had like a save file on it when I bought it, and now it's got mine save file on it. But there's actually 4 elemental things you have to get, and I'd got one of them and put it down. Other things came along, so I don't know why I didn't continue playing it, but I love it. And another thing which I realized about something about the Game Boy Advance SP, which I'd totally forgotten, because like I don't know, 12 years ago, James was obviously not a father and had a lot of free time and didn't give a shit about playing games loudly at nighttime, for example. Mm-hmm. And I totally forgot there's no fucking headphone jack in this thing.
Oh yeah.
Like, what is this?
Wait, what?
There's no headphone jack. I apologize to the audio listeners, but to the video listeners, this is what is on the back. There's a multiplayer port, and there's a power port, and that's it. That is literally it. On that, it's just like the power switch, volume, and then that's it. So obviously I went straight to like Amazon and looked for Game Boy Advance headphone adapters and stuff, and I thought they wouldn't exist anymore. No one would be making them anymore, but there were like 2 third-party Chinese manufacturers like selling stuff on Amazon. Like it wasn't sold through Amazon, it was like third-party thing. So yeah, I got this in the mail. This cost me like 130 yen, which is like, I don't know, Danny, like just over $1, I guess.
Basically, yeah.
So yeah, that's what it is. It's basically just lets you use a regular old headphone jack in it. For some reason, I thought it was only the Mini that had the stupid like lack of headphone thing, but I guess it's all Game Boy Advances, which is weird. And it's been super useful because I've been playing it on my commute to work. So I got like 35, 40-minute commute. So it's been great being able to play Zelda on the train, which sounds weird because people on other shows are saying I've been playing Zelda on the train, but they're actually talking about Breath of the Wild. I'm playing a whatever, it's a 12-year-old Zelda game.
I was going to say, hey, just to butt in here and be a jerk. On the original Game Boy Advance, there is actually, an actual headphone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say. I'm glad you have one there on your desk.
Yeah. That's why the hell have you got a Game Boy Advance? I mean, I brought it in because I'm playing it. Are you playing that currently?
I bought this at a junk shop for like 100 yen, and I needed it to my shelf. So,
and for the audio listeners, Danny's holding up the lame purple one.
Hey man, it's 100 yen.
It's 100 yen, yeah. But back in the day, what did you get? What color did you get?
I got the Glacier one.
Me too.
Glacier
the correct choice.
The transparent or the yeah, that's what I got too. Begrudgingly, I hate transparent consoles.
Oh,
well, it's like I mean, Ty, I know you've got the prototype DS, aka the first DS, the gray one. I mean, I couldn't stomach. I mean, I've said this on the show before. I couldn't stomach buying that. I waited until the white version came out because that was the only one I could stomach buying because it was just so ugly.
Wow.
But yeah, I've had a 3DS and then like a 3DS LL and a new 3DS. So I guess I've technically had 3 models of 3DS, and I've had 2 models of Game Boy Advance and shit knows how many models of Game Boy. I guess Game Boy Color and no, I guess only 2 models of Game Boy. I had the original brick and then the color. But yeah, Nintendo's good at that, isn't it? So yeah, look forward to your Switch Mini in 2019.
Yep.
There was some mock-ups of that going around.
Yeah. Saw those.
Interesting. So yeah, Zelda Minish Cap. It's one of 2 Zelda games which I haven't completed. So yeah, I'm trying to get through this before Breath of the Wild. And yeah, I'm steaming through. I've actually just tonight, earlier tonight, I got my 4th elemental, and I'm now in the final castle. Going through that. I mean, actually, I wanted to talk about the 4th elemental thing, which is like in this. I mean, anyone who's played Minish Cap will remember the Sky Castle. Like, holy shit, that thing goes on forever. I would consider it the length of about 3 regular dungeons in one.
Huh.
Like, they've got the kind of like initial bit, which is like part of the general map, the overworld map, and then there's all these kind of like it's the one where you get the cape, which I believe is in another Zelda game, isn't it? The cape.
Link to the Past.
Oh, it's Link to the Past got the cape. Like you can actually jump and float.
Well, oh no, because like the cape in Link to the Past, you like disappear and can walk over like spikes and stuff.
No. Oh man, I think it's maybe in the Game Boy. Is it the 25th anniversary one? I think it could be in that.
Could be, man.
Definitely in none that I've ever played.
Yeah, that free / what is it, free or special edition rare one on the 3DS. I think you can get it in that. So I guess it's the what is it, 4 swords?
Yeah.
And Minish Cap actually does have 4 swords elements to it. Like there are these kind of like pads that you can stand on. You charge up your sword, and then Link will split into 2 or 3 or 4 links. Initially only 2, and then you as you power up, as you collect the elementals, you can split into more links, and that feeds into the puzzles as well. Which they got some cool puzzles around that. Like some of them like you have to position yourself in 4 different places at once, but you can actually move in similar to how it was in 4 Swords Adventure on GameCube. You can like move in like synchronized together and stand on 4 pads at the same time. Those kind of puzzles. They're pretty cool. But obviously, the main feature is the shrinking down into the Minish size. Which you stand on these pads and stuff, and then you can explore other parts. Like you'll go into a house, and you'll see like a little hole in the corner, or like something on top of a bookshelf, or something hidden up there and stuff. And initially, when you first go in there, you're like, okay, how am I going to get that? But then you realize like when you shrink down, you can go to more places and stuff. And you can actually get stronger when you're small as well. You can actually get like a power bracelet for the minish version of yourself, so you can actually push blocks and push bookshelves when you're small as well, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
There's some cool things like, freaking people out when they're like, oh, there's a bookshelf moving. Like, how is it moving on its own? Things like that, because they can't see you because you're so small, which is pretty cute. I guess the pixel design is amazing because, like, it's this tiny little Link, but you can still see him and everything. And like, yeah, I just love how they've managed to incorporate like this second world within the main world. It's pretty cool. Like, you'll see. Because the pads that let you shrink down are not everywhere. Like sometimes they're hidden. And you have to find a place where you can shrink down to go in. So you'll see places where you're like, oh, if I was small, I could get in there. But then you have to actually find a way to get in there as the shrunk down version. So it's pretty cool. I guess visually it looks like Link to the Past, but it's a lot more detailed, a lot more colorful. Which sounds a weird thing to say with such a dark screen that the Advance has. And I have run into some problems where I couldn't actually see where I was supposed to go, especially in the caves sections and stuff.
Yeah.
Music. Yeah, and there's this house where somebody turned off the lights, and I was like, I can't see anything in this house. Like, what's going on? But yeah, I'm really, really enjoying it, and I'll probably complete it within the next couple of days. And I couldn't tell you how many hours I put into it, but probably a lot less than let's say Danny's put into Breath of the Wild. it's nowhere near that amount of time, but it's a good venture. I mean, there's a few things where, I mean, every Zelda game has this. There's a part of it where there's some completely random thing that you're supposed to do, and like it comes out of nowhere. All the game logic that you've learned up to there doesn't teach you to do this, and it's like, oh, I was supposed to give that person that thing, or I was supposed to go there at that time. Like, how the fuck was I supposed to know that? And yeah, there was a time when I was just like, I had no idea what to do, and I checked the guide and I was like, what? I would have never have known how to do that. Like, so yeah, I like, modern James doesn't have time for like, dicking around and talking to every NPC 6 times. So when it comes to those kind of little things, I don't mind checking a guide just so I can get on with the game,
Nice, very
nothing like puzzle related, but more like, which NPC to talk to or what to do. And the other thing that's different from the game, from other Zelda games, is the kinstone system, which are like these little stone tablets that you collect, which you get from like just kind of seemingly randomly. You do get them in chests, but you do get them from just like defeating enemies, or sometimes just in the grass, which is kind of weird. But they're quite like rare-ish items. But you just like get them randomly. And what it is, like every NPC in the game, if you press L, it'll go to like an alternative conversation. Like if you just press regular A, you'll talk to them, like, and they'll say something, whatever. Hi, I'm blah blah blah. Please give me this or whatever. But if you press L, they'll say, "Oh, you want to match kinstones?" And then it'll go to like a different screen, and it'll show like a half of a stone tablet with like a shape cut out. And you've obviously collected a lot of these throughout the game, so you have to match up. There's like I think there's 3 colors, like blue, yellow, and red ones. But they've also got lots of patterns. You'll have like a zigzag one, or like a straight lines going together. And if you match them up, then something will happen in the overworld. It'll unlock an extra path. It'll just a treasure chest will appear. Something weird or something interesting will happen. So some of them are just like you get extra rupees and stuff, or whatever, nothing that interesting. But some of them like unlock new paths, and like you can go to new places, or you can get like upgrades and stuff like that. So it's worth talking to every NPC and trying to like get the kinstones together. And apparently there are 100 in the game. I don't know how many I've done. I mean, I think I've talked to pretty much every NPC in the game, and I've matched the kinstones with pretty much everyone. So but I still have a bunch left in my bag, so I don't know. And also, I wondered if they give you exactly 100 kinstones for the exact 100 people, or if they give you more kinstones than you need. So I wasn't quite sure about that. I was like, shit, did I miss one kinstone and I can't do this? But the random nature of it and how you just get it in grass makes me think that maybe they give you more than you need.
Okay.
Which I think so, which is why I always seem to have the right kinstone.
Is there any way to check that at all?
To check if
like how many you've done or
no, there isn't actually. I mean, like you could go to a guide and look at it, but like in game there isn't anything.
Okay.
You can check what kinstones you have, but yeah, as far as like knowing who to like check off, like okay, I've done this guy. No, there isn't any way to do that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, this is a 2005 game, not a 2017 game. So there's some things like that where you can't really expect them to have that kind of in-depth, checklist and stuff like missions-based things. They don't really have that. But,
sure.
But yeah, it's a great game, and with some unique features to it that are not in any other Zelda games. I think I'd like to see the Minish kind of thing come back. It's cute, like when you get shrunk down, things look totally different.
Apparently, I think it was one of the Did You Know Gaming videos. They were talking that the Minish people were planned to be in Breath of the Wild.
Oh, okay.
They were thinking of making them one of the main races, and then they took them out because they couldn't figure out how to get them to work properly, I guess.
I remember reading that too. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Breath of the Wild map is big enough, isn't it? Like to put another layer on top of that would be a bit pushing it, wouldn't it? It's like we've now got a second map, if you shrink down. But yeah, it's a great game, and I know it's kind of weird to recommend freaking whatever it is 12-year-old Zelda game when most people are just either playing Breath of the Wild or waiting to play Breath of the Wild.
Sure.
Yeah, like some people on this podcast.
Not born at the time it was released.
Yeah, I mean the other game, the second game, like I said, there was 2 Zelda games I haven't completed, and that's Link Between Worlds, and I have no idea if I'm going to play through that, and if I don't do that before Breath of the Wild, will I ever do that? My instinct says no. Because most people seem to say that Breath of the Wild is the be-all end-all of Zeldas, and going back to I don't want to step on what Cyrus is going to talk about next, so maybe I should stop talking. But there are some other more recent 3D Zelda games which seem harder to go back to because they're visually quite similar to Breath of the Wild, but have none of the depth and exploration and everything that Breath of the Wild seems to have. So, but yeah, Minish Cap, I could see that as a totally different thing. I mean, it's a portable, retro, pixel art game. I could see people. I mean, yeah, you could easily complete this game in less than 20 hours. So, you know what I mean? You probably 100% it in less than 20 hours. So,
I think that's kind of the thing about the way I kind of think about this game, even though I have never even come close to finishing it. It's kind of in the same vein as Link to the Past, like that type of stuff. Maybe easy to come back to, even if you played one of the 3D Zeldas, because the style is so different. Whenever I go back and play Link to the Past, that I do occasionally. I mean, yeah, I love 3D Zelda, but I mean, 2D Zelda is also really fantastic, and this offers kind of this different gameplay, different ways to do puzzles and combat and stuff. So,
actually, yeah, Ty, you're a 2D Zelda man only, aren't you? You don't like the 3D Zeldas.
Yeah, pretty much.
So yeah, I would highly recommend Minish Cap to you. I mean, if you like Link to the Past or Link's Awakening, it kind of combines the kind of quirky cuteness of Awakening but the kind of map and visual style of Link to the Past.
All right.
So I think you could dig it.
I'll put it on my radar.
It's good stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much all I've been playing in the month off that we've had. So yeah, I guess we've had enough talk about Zelda, right? So who's next?
Oh, I don't think we have had enough talk about Zelda. I'll tell you what, I'll go ahead and go next. This probably isn't going to take that long. I've been also playing a Zelda game, and probably the one that most people out there are familiar with. That's Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild on the Switch.
Never heard
And
of it.
yeah, actually, just last week, I beat the game. Well, okay, I beat the final boss. But yeah, I mean, my time with the game, I think I spent over 100 hours with it, and I was going through like stat stuff, like what I've cleared, what I'm missing, and of the 120 shrines, I only have 65. Of the 900 Korok seeds, I have 38.
Well done.
And then I was looking at like a percentage of, I guess, stuff I've done on the map. I'm not. I probably should just go check like what this actually means. But out of like 100%, it said like 18.84.
18.84. Jesus Christ.
So I'm
Danny, the time played, like, you installed the parental app, right?
Oh, that's gone.
Oh, you delete? Yeah, I'm just looking on Twitter here. There's a bunch of people who are saying like, I deleted the parental tab. It's just not worth it. So I guess people have gone from like, oh, you need to install it immediately to like, fuck that.
Yeah. And I think we talked about that in the last episode that we had on the old feed and stuff. And I don't know if it's just a total coincidence or not, but I swear that it just screwed up my ability to connect when I was trying to play the Splatoon 2 Crossfire. So
you
I just
deleted
didn't want to
rage. You're like, fuck this up.
Yeah, I just didn't want to take any chances, so I just totally got rid of it.
But the Switch does tell you generally how long you played ish.
In 5-hour increments.
Okay.
After you've owned the game for 10 days, or after it's been on your profile page for 10 days, it's really weird. I don't know why they do that.
I could deal with that if you don't need to install the app for that.
Yeah, and it's just gives you kind of like a general thing, like I said, within 5 hours. But like at the same time, some games that you've only played, well, you could have played for like an hour, but it'll just say, oh yeah, you played this for a few minutes. It's like, what?
A few, okay.
Yeah.
So 4 hours and 35 minutes would still come up as a few minutes.
Probably.
Man, they just gotta bring back that 3DS data or like gameplay history menu.
It's just been going downhill ever since, even on the Wii U, that wasn't as detailed, and they're just kind of going backwards. Huh?
I think I talked about this way back, but like I hacked my Wii and I installed a third, like a fan made app, which is like a super detailed basically activity log.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it looked like MS-DOS, but like, but it told you exactly to the minute how long, and you could rank it as well. You could rank it by like most played to least played, like date, time, everything. I was like, so the Wii was obviously recording all that data, but how it displayed it to you was very generic and like averages. So I'm assuming the Switch is going to be the same thing. I think they're recording all this data, but like just how it displayed is pretty lame at the moment. So I could easily see it being patched in later.
But then again, with the Wii, there was later on, I forgot what the heck the app or channel was called. It was like you can go online and you could see all of like your gameplay time, like kind of like listed out and stuff. I totally forgot what it was called, but you could. It was kind of like the 3DS one before it was a thing. I don't think it was as, I mean, time-wise it was detailed, but I don't think you could rank them or anything like that.
Well, it used to send you a letter, didn't it, every day on the Wii?
Oh, yeah.
Like
So it's
Wii Sports.
Yeah, you got to add it all up.
So I guess that app that I installed basically just added it all up for you and then displayed it as a rank thing. I think I remember Smash Brothers Brawl being at number 1. Rip in peace.
Yeah. But getting back to Zelda, so I mean, yeah, I spent 100 hours with this game, and man, I think I started out like really, really slow. I didn't come across my first like basically dungeon. I think I was like about 30 or 40 hours in when I finally tackled one of them, and yeah, and then I started kind of picking up the pace a little bit, but
there are only like 4 dungeons, right?
Yeah, dungeons. I mean, when you guys, we're gonna try to keep this as spoiler free as possible for now, this episode. But yeah, when you actually see it, it makes sense why there's only 4.
Okay.
At the time.
Gotcha. Say no more.
Yeah, but No, man. I mean, I had a really good time with the game. It's a joy to play. There's so many just kind of funny characters and stuff you could come across, and just a lot of just crazy interactions that you might have with the world itself, which is one of the biggest parts of it. I really enjoyed that. Just like going up to Death Mountain and catching on fire, or or something like that.
Any waifus?
Me?
Mhm.
Maybe a couple, but we'll just.
Oh man, what's that fish girl called? Miffle or something?
Yeah, you keep calling her that. She'll be all mine.
Oh man, dibs. I got dibs on that fish.
Okay.
One of those video gamer only conversations. Hey, have you seen that fish girl? Like someone who doesn't play video games walks in and goes, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, pretty much. But I was thinking throughout playing the game, we all know that Ty's kind of like a curmudgeon and hates 3D Zelda and stuff. But
Yeah, it's me. I'm the curmudgeon.
I've already recommended a Zelda game for Ty. Nobody can recommend any more Zelda games today. That's it. Game
okay,
over.
the end. Thanks for joining us, guys. We'll catch you next time.
He's got too much on his plate.
Yeah, but no, Ty. I mean, seriously, you still got your Wii U, right?
Yeah,
But
sort of.
In
I
quotation
gave it
marks.
to a friend. I can go get it back whenever.
Oh,
okay. I mean, I'm genuinely curious to hear what you would think about playing a 3D game with, you have a pretty good history of just playing all sorts of stuff, and I think it'd be interesting to hear thoughts from Mr. Ty Schubert on this game if and when you get a chance to play it.
Yeah, I'll definitely let you know if and when it happens.
Okay.
That's the deal.
We could keep it at that. So, all right. I mean, that's pretty much it for me. Like I said, I finished Zelda. I had a great time. It was fantastic.
Danny, is it too difficult or too soon to ask, where to rank it in your favorites, or like, do you separate? I mean, I personally separate 2D and 3D when I rank Zeldas. Do you do that, or?
I don't. Maybe I should.
Because it's so different. It's like, I don't know. But like, do you have an overall? Do you have a gut feeling like where it stands? Is it clearly number one, or do you still like others better? Or
I mean, the more I think about it, the more I lean towards putting it at number one. But I mean, I really liked Majora's Mask and Link to the Past, Ocarina of Time a lot. But I'd say if it's not number one, it's probably number two. And number one for me was Majora's Mask when I was kind of like wrestling that like in my head.
Just for its weirdness or different take on Zelda?
Just being different. And I think that's another reason why I like Breath of the Wild as well. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of familiar stuff, but it's different enough to the point where it just really feels fresh. And it's really what the Zelda series needed at this point.
That's cool.
So,
yeah, from what I hear, it's like it kind of does what every other Zelda game, all the good points of all the other Zelda games do in one kind of thing. It's got the weirdness, it's got the freeness, it's got the combat, it's got the graphics design, whatever,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cool.
Well, I guess maybe continuing on the Zelda train, Cyrus.
Yeah. So if any of you are watching the video version of this, you can you might be able to see my big Master Sword back here behind me. So my family very nicely sent me the limited edition of Breath of the Wild in the post this week for my birthday.
Nice.
And so I have my Switch copy here. Unfortunately, I don't actually own a Switch yet, so this is all I have.
What were you saying?
Yeah, join the party.
So
James is also holding up his Switch copy of Breath of the Wild.
That's
gross.
gross.
Right. I picked this up today.
Neither of us own a Switch.
That's right.
We have grand plans, apparently, though. And so I have been playing a Zelda, but I've been catching up on my last year's birthday present, which was Twilight Princess for the Wii U. And
Cyrus only gets Zelda games for his birthday.
Yeah, I got Pokemon for Christmas. I played that a couple of times.
Oh, Sun and Moon?
Yeah, Sun and Moon. I've clocked about 10 minutes over the course of the last 3 months. I'll get there slowly.
It's about the pace I was going with X and Y before I quit.
But with Twilight Princess, I've tried playing Twilight Princess before, like a few years ago back in Ireland. I played a good bit of it, like maybe the first 3 dungeons I finished, and I love the dungeons. Like when you're playing as Link, all the dungeons are fantastic. Like they're some of the best I think in any of the Zelda games that I've played. They're really high ranking.
For shizzle.
But literally everything else made me want to claw my eyes out. It's so slow and grinding, and they grab you by the hand and they just do not let you play the game without like showing you how to do absolutely everything multiple times. And like, because the whole shtick, like James was saying, most Zeldas have a between like two different worlds, and this one has the Twilight world and the regular world. And at the start of the game, you are locked to playing as Wolf Link in the Twilight realm, and then you switch back to Link when you're in the human world. And it's just such a pain that you can't be both of them anytime you want. You just like, you're trapped doing these very specific wolf sections, then you're trapped doing these very specific human sections, and I felt so restricted the whole time playing it. So I gave up on it after 3 dungeons.
Cyrus,
the moment when they allow you switch between them.
Cyrus, have you played Okami?
I have not played Okami. It is on my very long list of games I want to play.
Okay, because the Wii was a console which had both Okami and Twilight Princess, both wolf-based Zelda style, well, Zelda and Zelda style adventure games. So that was kind of interesting. Except Okami, you are always the wolf, and there's no other option, right?
I've played Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and Amaterasu from Okami is a character in that, so I assume it's basically the same game.
Pretty much, yeah. You got it.
Yeah, I played the first like 2 hours of Okami on Wii, and I never went back to it.
Like I got it when it first came out on PS2. Like I had it pre-ordered and everything, and I think I only played maybe 5 hours, and I just stopped. It wasn't because I didn't like it. It's just
same for me. I don't know. I like the idea of it, but for some reason I just gave up on it.
Yeah, and fun Japanese trivia, since this is Famicast, Okami is like the most pun name in the world. Where it's like Okami means wolf, and Kami means god, and Kami means paper. It's like, and it's all about gods and wolves and paper. That is intense.
Kami.
And but the other wolf I've been playing as, in like all of the years since I played Twilight Princess before, like I've been hating it so much, like thinking, oh god, it's so bad. I want to finish it, but I just can't bring myself to it. So when I finally sat down and played it now, it's not nearly as bad as I remember it. So I've, like one of those things where you build something up so much in your head, when you actually play it, it's fine. So the game is still a little slow, but I'm enjoying it.
You've got the wolf amiibo.
I do. I have the wolf amiibos, so.
So are you doing the whatever it is? It's the one new feature in that one is that they've got that cave of whatever.
Yeah. So I tried it, and it's like, again, in classic Twilight Princess style, it only lets you play a part of the trial early on in the game, and then it's once you go down, you defeat a level, it opens a door. You go down another level, defeat that, it opens another door, and you keep going deeper and deeper. And then at some point, you come to like a fancy door, and it says, "Oh, you're not strong enough to go in here yet." And so I can't. And I would have much rather if they just let me go in there and just die than not let me go in. But
maybe you need a specific ability.
I'm hoping that is what happens, but still, let me go in there and be like, get wrecked for not being able to do anything.
I don't think that's Nintendo's way, isn't it? They like to they might make it hard, but it's always possible, kind of thing.
Yeah, it's
like
true.
Putting you in an unwinnable situation would just cause too much heartache.
Yeah, I guess it's just part of the lingering thing of the whole game. Doesn't let me fail a lot of the time, so it's just like another layer of like, no, now you get back on the safe path, young man. You play this like it's supposed to now.
Mm-hmm. And you like Link Between Worlds, which is incredibly easy, right?
I guess this is again that same 2D, 3D change where I can kind of forgive a 2D game a bit more than a 3D game. I don't know why, but I suppose no, it's a bit different because the Link Between Worlds, it's an easy game, but I can do whatever the hell I want in that game.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
I can literally pick any dungeon. They give me all the weapons I want at the start if I can afford them. I can go any direction. Nothing stops me in that game.
Man,
But
we're gonna love Breath of the Wild, aren't we?
I know, like, so, like Breath of the Wild is literally fixes all of the problems I have with Twilight Princess. So I'm pretty. And it's got a super cool looking fish girl. So I'm well excited for it.
Have you seen the bug girl yet? Agatha, is it?
Oh yeah, Agatha. Like, I have a weird thing. I've met her, yeah, and I've started trading in bugs, but I've played Hyrule Warriors for like 200, 300 hours to this
Right.
point. And Agatha is a playable character for fucking, I don't know why they picked her, but she's in there.
Yeah.
And so like all of the Hyrule Warrior characters, like they've got Midna in wolf form, Midna in other form, and there's like they've got Agatha, there's the bad guy Zant or whatever his name is, and
Right.
so it's just like I'm intimately familiar with all of the Twilight Princess characters. I've just never played the game.
That's
Like,
amazing.
so
The thing that I most liked about Twilight Princess, and I'm not going to spoil it for you, but the beginning and the end are like a beautiful bookmark. Like the thing that you do right at the beginning of the game and right at the end of the game, you'll see what I mean when you get there, and it's like that's clever, you know.
this is I've got a feeling I know what you're talking about, but I'll see what happens when I get to it.
Good luck. It's a great Ganondorf battle as well, by the way.
Yeah.
Very fun.
It's pretty fantastic.
Epic.
Speaking of Ganon in this game, like when my brother was playing Twilight Princess, I was trying to keep the game spoiler free so I could go in and be like, yeah, finally I'm playing this game for myself. And then Smash Bros. Brawl came out, and Ganon's like final smash is he turns into Beast Ganon. And
Right.
And it's the Twilight Princess Beast Ganon. I'm like, fucking you spoiled the fucking last boss, you assholes. And,
What if you never played Ocarina of Time? It's like, why does Zelda turn into Sheik?
yeah.
Actually, Ty, the Wii and 3D Zelda on the Wii with motion waggle controls. I mean, I'm assuming this was like the end of times for you.
Yeah, like I didn't even give that game a second look.
Okay. You didn't even buy it, right?
No.
Right. That's what I was assuming.
Didn't even try the GameCube version?
No.
Okay, fair enough.
Just no.
Well, yeah, it's cool because the Wii U one is basically the best of both, isn't it? Like it's the GameCube second stick, but without any of the waggle from the Wii.
Yeah, and it's the correctly orientated map, so Link is left-handed like he's supposed to be.
Right.
Use Skyward Sword.
Oh, there was some news about the remake, the HD one that you're playing now, quite recently. Is it Tantalus, the not developers, but the remastering people?
I think it's Tantalus, maybe. I'm not sure on that one.
So there was an interview with those guys recently, how they said they had a list of like over 100 improvements they wanted to do to the game. And they submitted like over 100 things to Nintendo, and like whatever, like 5 of them got allowed to be done. But then, and also they said they couldn't ever tell us what those 100 were, or even the ones that got in. So, but I mean, you've played what, like what would you say, like 40% of the game twice?
Would that be 40% getting like the first 3 dungeons, like being able to switch into Wolf Link?
Ooh, that's a good question. I mean,
I don't feel like I'm even approaching. At most I'd say I'm like a third of the way through. Okay. I hope I'm only a third of the way through.
So from that 33% that you've played twice, like, can you see any improvements, like other than graphical improvements? I mean, like anything, like, oh, that's smoother, or that was much easier, or faster, or less annoying.
I can't really remember because it's been like 5-6 years since I played it before, so I can't quite remember any changes they would make would be pretty small, and I can't think of any.
Because for me, I would hope it would be that shit with the freaking cat at the beginning. Jesus Christ, that was annoying.
The fishing thing?
Yeah, like making that faster and smoother. That would have been clever.
I still had to look up a guide for that part. It's like I had to look up when I played it on the Wii. I had to look up a guide to figure out how to fucking fish at that starting point. Like, I just couldn't figure out how to. Yeah, for those who haven't played, at the start of the game, you have to go fishing with like a bob lure to try and catch some fish. And the game theoretically tells you how to do this, but like the instructions are so bad that both me and my brother had no idea what they meant. And then I played it, he played it, we both had to look up guides to figure out how to do it. And then 5 or 6 years later, I'm playing again. I had to look up a guide again to figure out how to use this fucking fishing rod. And so I hate that cat.
I don't remember checking a guide, which is probably why I hate it more, because I was probably frustrated for longer. Right. Yeah, I think I would have looked it up if I could.
Yeah, I just remember it just being so slow at the beginning. I mean, it kind of picked up after a while, but yeah, those first parts, like you were talking about this stuff with fishing and cats, it's kind of coming back to me a little bit, but still, I'm trying to think like, well, maybe I blocked that out of my mind for a reason.
All I can think of is Sonic Adventure with the mandatory fishing. Do you remember that? You would have to play that goddamn cat.
Big the Cat. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Twilight Princess.
No idea what you're talking about.
Good.
Big the Cat, greatest character in all of Sonic. Mandatory fishing sections.
Mandatory fishing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I only play good video games.
Man.
But yeah, so Twilight Princess is like, it's a cool game. I am going to finish it. Like, Midna is my favorite Zelda character. So I do really want to finish that game. But definitely the start is still a slog, even with my unexpectedly enjoying it now. I'm still aware it is a slog getting through this first section.
Get to it. So, get that fully maxed out wolf link ready for Breath of the Wild.
That's the plan, man.
Then you can send me a clone of it.
Right.
on an NFC card or something like that.
Send you like the severed wolf's link's head in the tail and a Amiibo chip.
In a plastic body bag. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's pretty much all I've been playing, and I've been so busy I haven't played it in 2 weeks. So.
Oh man.
Oh, does it have full off TV play? By the way, you can play it.
Yes, it does. That is still like I cannot like vouch for this feature enough. It is so good. Like being able to play off TV. I'm so excited for the Switch to be able to play stuff like that.
Does it have dad mode, as I call it? Like
where you can plug in headphones or. Yeah. Yep, I do it when Chica, my fiance, is playing stuff on, like playing Skyrim or whatever. I can just be chilling out on Wii U with full headphones in. But
dad mode is looking at the TV, but like got the music coming through the gamepad kind of thing.
Oh yeah, you can do that too.
Cool. Which is the one thing I'm really dreading. Well, I'm gonna really miss on the Switch.
Yeah, can't do
not
it now.
having that.
I've never. Okay, I don't think this would work. I was going to say, I've never even thought about just trying to plug in the headset with the thing docked. I don't think that would really do anything, though.
Try it. That'd be fun.
Yeah. It'd be...
Oh, you mean like it's run an extension headphone cable?
Yeah, and sit down on my couch.
Bluetooth jack, like a wireless headphones, plug them into your Switch while it's there.
Yeah, apparently that doesn't work, even though the Switch is Bluetooth. Bluetooth headphones don't work.
Right.
Okay, fair enough. But I mean, like, plug in like a standard jack that has like a Bluetooth wireless receiver on it, kind of thing.
Oh yeah, they do have those, don't they? Like a adapter kind of thing.
Okay, I'll try to remember to do this. I bet people have already tried, but just for the Famicast's sake.
I mean, man, if the freaking Pro controller had a headphone jack in, that would all be solved, But they'd rather put a freaking an NFC reader in it than a headphone jack for some reason.
Well, how else am I going to, scan in my Amiibo? I can't take the thing on the dock. I got to sit on my sofa.
What else is in the freaking Pro? It's got NFC. It's got tilt, gyroscopes.
Yeah, it's a pretty legit controller. I got one. Yeah, a couple.
Oh, you got the Pro?
Yeah, got it. It's really great. It was pretty damn expensive, but I figured it's worth it. So
cool. You played it with ZELDA.
Yeah. Probably for about half of my time, maybe half of it was with the Pro. Before that, it was just either in handheld mode or with the the grip, the Joy-Con grip.
So is it significantly better or just different?
I think it's better. Buttons are bigger.
Nice.
Sticks are bigger and stuff too. Yeah, just a better experience.
Yep.
So, actually, just a quick before we move on to Ty's games for this section, is I looked up the differences between Twilight Princess Wii U or between HD and non-HD.
Wii and Wii U.
And one thing that I hadn't noticed, but is so welcome now that I'm aware, is that in the early game, like parts of the world are covered in twilight, and you have to collect like these fucking grapes made of light or something to turn it back to normal.
Yeah.
And in the original version, there was 16 of each of these, but in the Wii U, in the HD, there's only 12. So they trimmed that down considerably, and they added an item that lets you. It detects when there's Poe souls. You also have to collect 1 million Poe souls.
Oh yeah, God, yeah.
And this is like a radar for those things. So just like little touches to like help you find stuff quicker, and yeah.
I believe Tantalus is it Australian? Are they Australian?
Sounds like an Australian name. I know it's like it's a Roman or Greek word, but it sounds like an Australian company.
It's amazing that there's these let's say they are Australian guys pitching all these ideas to a Japanese company. It's like, hey, we can improve your game with all these features. Let's add this item and stuff. And then, of the 100 that they submitted, they say these 5 are fine. It makes you wonder, like, what they could have done if they'd allowed to do more. Cut out the first 6 hours of the game, maybe.
That's probably on the table, but what are you gonna do?
You'd probably get reviewed about 10% higher on average if they did that. Well, it's like, it was less game.
Right.
People only remember that shitty intro, don't they? That's amazing.
Leaves a bad first impression. So, I guess kind of moving on here with new business. Ty, what have you been playing, dude?
Hell yeah. I finished Edgeworth 2.
All right.
Yeah. That game took a long time.
I'm confused. What Zelda game is called Edgeworth 2?
Right?
You're breaking the streak, man.
Right. So this is the Ace Attorney game, the follow-up to Ace Attorney Investigations, which is a Japan-only release, which I bought years ago and tried to play, but the Japanese was over my head. So I got my hands on the fan translation, which is good. And so let me tell you about
translated by hundreds of people, right?
Yeah, that's right. Like there's so many translators in the credits. We could call it crowd translated.
Are they actually credited by name, or is it like
No, it's it's a bunch of goofy internet handles like.
That's amazing.
Like like Dr. Snake Tits or.
Is
or cat drugs.
Is Yonky Dong 66 in there?
I hope so.
Okay.
I hope there's a bunch like Phoenix for Edgeworth, like 86 or whatever.
Gotta be.
Nice.
Okay. So, let me tell you about this game. It plays very straightforward. There's not a lot of crazy new features. There's like a new interrogation mode. I don't remember if it was in Edgeworth 1 actually, where
I'm sorry, when you say interrogation mode, I immediately go to the 3D Batman games. It's like, talk to me, like that kind of thing.
Right. Right. So basically, you have to engage with someone, and there's like a meter that counts down during your decisions, and it's cumulative over the whole engagement, I guess. So you have to gauge the reactions, and it gives you like a multiple choice thing. So you have to like understand like when your target is going to keep talking and when they're just going to stop. So you have to properly time your questions, I guess.
That is bizarre.
It's not really timing. It's just choose the right thing based on their reactions.
Are they very Japanese reactions? Like, do you need to know Japanese people to get it, or?
Nah.
Okay.
Nah, there's always a pattern. This is more like Punch Out, really.
Okay. lie, truth,
My
punch,
kind
punch,
of
truth, lie.
interrogation.
Right.
Punch. Yeah.
Okay. So, like I think I said a minute ago, the game is pretty long. It's 5 cases, and it plays just like the first Edgeworth game.
What's the average case number in a game like this?
4 or 5.
Okay.
Yeah, and these felt long. It took me quite a while.
That's what she did.
Yeah. Let's see. One of the fun things was the recurring characters they had. Let's see. Well, of course, in the story, you play as Edgeworth, and then you've got your sidekick Kay, and then Detective Gumshoe, your personal bitch.
Nice, like Gumshoe.
Yeah. Then there's a few other characters. There's the Interpol guy, Lang. If you played Edgeworth 1.
Okay, no.
He's the guy. He's got this whole wolf thing going on. He's got kind of like the pointy Wolverine haircut. Like this very Chinese dragon themed outfit.
Oh.
Ring a bell?
Oh, it doesn't. It sounds great.
Yeah, he is great. And there's also a case, without spoiling anything, that's like a flashback. Well, it's like you go back and forth between present day and the flashback.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I like flashbacks.
Yeah. And it's really central to the whole Ace Attorney story because it's the case that Edgeworth's dad was working on when he died. You know, and Von Karma murdered him. Spoiler for Ace Attorney 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you solve that case. Like they introduce a new character. In the fan translation, his name is Ray something. He's kind of like Edgeworth's dad's protege.
Okay.
Yeah. So when he first comes on, he's all weary of Edgeworth. Like, I heard you're the shady prosecutor now, and not like a stand-up defense attorney like your dad. But he turns around pretty quick, and he becomes very helpful throughout the whole game.
Nice.
So he's a fun character.
Ty, are any of these characters in the game? There's Mr. Atme, first name Luke.
No.
There's a Mr. Manella, first name Sal.
Pretty good.
Great. He's a great character.
Yeah, I love him.
Or Miss Hart, first name Lotta.
Yeah, she's in it.
Okay, cool.
I don't think that's a spoiler. I don't know if most people like that character, but maybe.
Lotta Hart was Phoenix's crush in college, wasn't she?
No, she has like the big orange fro, and she saw the monster at the lake.
Oh, yeah, I liked
that's
her.
right.
She was cool.
Yeah, I like. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's back to her old tricks, being
Nice.
a terrible witness.
That is not a profession unique to her in the Ace Attorney universe.
Right. Yeah, there was a lot of like just oddball recurring characters. There was also a Mr. Solid. You may remember him as being the bad guy from the very, very first case in the first game.
Mr. Sowit, what's his first name?
I don't remember. I think it was Frank or something.
Was the police officer like officer? What was it? Officer
Gumshoe. Yes.
Oh, okay. Not Officer Prince. First name Dustin.
Oh no. That sounds familiar though. I think he's mentioned like as an off-screen character.
Dustin Prince. No?
Yeah. Sounds familiar. There were more recurring characters. But like I don't really want to talk too much because they show up like at the end of the game in the last case.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, there's a big shocking reveal late in the game. Holy shit! It reminded me of Usual Suspects. If you know what I mean.
That's right.
It was this guy the whole time.
Kevin Spacey is a woman.
Right?
Who knew?
What's in the box?
What's in the box? Come on.
Okay. Couple more fun characters. So there's a Judge Courtney and Prosecutor DeBest.
Around.
These are the names the translators came up with. I imagine they're pretty close, pun-wise, to the Japanese names.
Yeah, in case people listening don't know, Japanese is one of the most fantastic languages ever. Like you know, we have homonyms in English, like words with like double meaning. Like Japanese is 100% homonym. Like every single word
The struggle is real.
has 5 words that sound exactly the same, and that's for every single word in the entire language. There are no like a word with like you only say once, like that only has one meaning, one sound. Doesn't work like that in Japanese. So it's very easy to make puns.
Like I was saying about Okami being like the game title is 3 puns just by itself. Like
Nailed it. Yeah, so the rich tradition of puns everywhere continues in
Fantastic.
Edgewood 2. In the fan translation. Yeah, they nailed that part. Let's see. Any other points I want to make? Any questions you have about this game other than it's like super good?
This is a pretty late era DS game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like
Never
what? Like
translated
maybe
any. So
2011-ish, something like that.
So was it like the 3DS was on the horizon? So like, screw it, we can't be
Yeah,
bothered
now
to
that you mention
translate
it, I think it came out the same year as the 3DS.
Right.
Mhm.
Maybe.
And the Famicast,
Yay!
Yeah.
Hey,
2011.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's actually my son's birthday today, by the way, his 6th birthday.
oh wow.
So yeah,
Omedetou gozaimasu.
thank you very much. Yeah, 6 years, Famicast, 6 years, my son.
Why don't you wake the boy up and we'll put him on the show?
Right, yeah. Wake up. It's 11 p.m. by the way, in Japan time. Right now, time recording.
Okay, so that wraps it up for me.
Cool.
Play Edgewood 2 by any means necessary. I mean, Capcom obviously doesn't want to sell it to you, so do what you got to do,
Capcom hates money.
right?
Okie doke.
Nice.
So
What do you got?
let's see. James, what do you think? Do you think we should do the news next or the other thing first?
Not playing?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Not playing.
All right.
Because we're gonna have to find some music for this, aren't we?
Yeah, we will.
And I always have the now playing. You know, we'll have to find a track that works.
Mhm.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
So now playing at thefamicast.com. Well, not much right now, but we're, like we said at the end of the last episode that we did, and kind of just a process right now. We have everything pretty much set up. It's just trying to, now it's just about creating some content to fill this type of stuff up. One of the biggest things that we're kind of focusing on coming up here is that come next month, in June, we're planning on launching a Patreon.
Woo.
And so the basic thing behind it, the basic thinking behind it is, because Nintendo seemingly doesn't want to allow you to stream or, or do anything like that on the Switch, Wii U, whatever. So we're trying to hope that maybe we can get enough money so maybe one or all of us eventually can get some kind of streaming gear. If we were to get any type of money too, maybe we could use it just to improve various things to make the podcast better. Better microphones, better cameras, stuff like that.
Right.
So yeah,
Nothing too crazy.
yeah, nothing too crazy. It's thousands of dollars worth of stuff. No, and I know it's like, I think I was reading through a Patreon once and it said, "Hey, we get it. You're broke. We're broke. Hey, whatever." But
Good headline.
yeah, James, do you want to talk about some of the tiers that we have planned right now?
Oh, it's very exciting. Well, yeah, just for people listening, if you're worried, like it's going to start now. This month, the month of May, we're going to start doing some Patreon podcasts, but they will be free to people listening because we figured that, the people subscribing now, you're our biggest fans because, you must have followed us from Nintendo World Report and you're here from day one. So to say thank you, the 2 podcasts a month that we're going to do going forward, we're going to have like 2 Patreon podcasts a month of various topics. They're going to be some, wide-ranging topics, all video games / Japan related, But we could branch out to more, if you guys have any suggestions, going forward.
Sure.
So the first 2 that we got lined up, I'm going to do a music based show all about, video game music, kind of like a radio show style. It's just me on the show, and I just want you to download it, listen to some great tunes, and enjoy. And Ty has got the other one for this month.
Yeah, it's a fighting games podcast.
Who would have thought?
I believe we're going to call it Famicast Championship Edition.
Nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the two that we've got lined up for this month. So yeah, we're gonna alternate out. We're gonna have new podcasts coming in, all sorts of they're all going to be different named podcasts, but they're going to be all Famicast spin-off shows. We've got all sorts of cool stuff planned out. So yeah, I'm pleased to enjoy those 2 downloads in the month of April. Yeah, they'll be rolled out, this May. So they'll be all on the Famicast website, thefamicast.com. And then after that, in June, they'll be only on for the Patreon people. Okay. So yeah, be sure to get your free podcast while you can.
Yeah. And just to be perfectly clear too, so on top of the Patreon stuff, we're always going to have 2 episodes per month that are free, available to you all the time, forever. Yeah. So that stuff's not going away. You don't have to worry about that. It's not like you have to pay to listen to us exclusively. But but if you do support us, that we do have some extra content that we think is pretty good and we want to share with you guys. So
yeah. So like Danny said, if you're subscribed on iTunes or Google Play, which you can now do, by the way. Only if you're in America. Sorry, the entire world. But if you're in America, you can subscribe on Google Play. If not, on iTunes, or you can do direct downloads from our site if you want to do that as well. So yeah, if you subscribe on there, all the numbered episodes of the Famicast will be free always and forever. So don't worry about that. And all this bonus stuff is completely optional. And if you want to support us on Patreon, we would very, very much appreciate that. And to say thank you, we will be giving you more content, more podcasts, and lots of stuff going forward. And like Danny said, if we get enough money on Patreon, then we'll start doing live streams and stuff. My dream is to have the whole Famicrew doing multiplayer games together and streaming that kind of stuff. I think that'd be awesome. So yeah, pleased to look forward to that. And that's the new section called Now Playing at thefamicast.com.
Yes. So stay tuned to, we're going to have our Patreon page up in June, so stay tuned for that. In the meantime, I think that's it though, right, James?
Yeah. That's our commercial break. But
Yes.
we're only advertising ourselves, so give it a break.
Oh man, we BBC now.
Yeah, but soon we're going to be advertising mattresses. I always see, what is it with mattress advertisements on podcasts these days?
I don't know, but living on a futon, I am so tempted to buy a mattress after all these fucking slash film are all about those comfortable mattresses. And they get delivered right to your home, and then you've got a full year to send it back.
Dude, wow. When we get sponsored by them, then we'll talk about it. If you enter the coupon code HyperTrollGet,
Cyrus is just throwing out an example for the mattress company so they can see that we're capable of doing
We're
this.
on board. We are fucking, we're not lying down on this.
No.
My goodness.
Before
We're
the
ready to
puns,
make the switch to a new mattress.
before the puns get out of control, let's make a switch to the news. We've got quite a bit of stuff to talk about here.
Time for some news. It's Japanese time.
As per
Bringing that
usual,
back.
part of the Famicast curse, in our absence from the podcasting world, there was a Nintendo Direct a couple of weeks ago. Lots
You're
of stuff
welcome.
Went down. What'd you say?
You're welcome, everybody. You know,
Yes.
you wanted a Nintendo Direct, we caused it.
Absolutely. So maybe we should go on vacation more often to get more Nintendo news.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of stuff that kind of went down during this event. And Cyrus, you want to talk about this first little bit here about the Amiibo?
Yeah, this seems like it's right up my alley.
Oh, you know it is.
So they revealed a couple of Amiibo at this latest Nintendo Direct.
13.
They started with the three, or no, it was the big announcement was the new Pikmin Amiibo. That was the highlight. so that's one Amiibo. There's a new Pikmin game coming. It's coming with an Amiibo of Pikmin. It's super cute. I have no interest.
Very sexual pose, one of the Pikmin, by the way. He's kind of lying down on his side. Have you noticed that? He's got his head, like, his hand on his head like this, and he's crouching down with his, like, legs kind of wide open.
Well, he's butt-ass naked, so I mean...
Yeah, he is
You
naked.
guys have been looking at this totally different from what I've been looking at.
He's a dirty bastard Pikmin, that's what he is.
But hot on the heels, not to be outdone by a Pikmin Amiibo, they announced that the final 3 Smash Brothers Amiibo have finally gotten release dates.
That's
like
4?
Yes, that's four and a bit. So while people were waiting for those 3, Cloud, Corrin, and Bayonetta, to be announced, they decided that they could squeeze those wallets a little tighter. Just, they weren't quite ready. So there's actually 6 new Smash Brothers Amiibo coming.
Jesus. Okay, we're into 7.
So that's 7 down, and there's 2 copies of Cloud, 2 copies of Corrin, 2 copies of Bayonetta in various configurations.
And soon there will be 2 copies of everyone when Smash Deluxe comes out next year.
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing about these Smash Amiibo. They're all just called Player 2, which could be, they could make Ultimate, they can make Player 2 Mario, they can make Player 2 Pikachu with a party hat or goggles.
I want Mrs. Game & Watch.
Yeah. And yeah, man, the possibilities are endless. You could get like 8 different Pac-Man, and they're like their cufflinks are different colors. Like,
yeah, think about the
that one's
Donkey
free
Kongs.
Nintendo.
Think about the Donkey Kongs too. I mean, some of those are just wild, like pink fur Donkey Kong, or something like that.
Why a frame Little Mac? How would that even work?
That would be pretty cool. I'd be down with that.
Amiibo.
Yeah. Like, you could just make them with clear plastic and like have a wireframe paint job on it. That'd be awesome.
No, he has to be like hollow. Like lines, metal.
I sent this question out on Twitter, like, how much would it cost to buy, if you bought both copies of Smash and all the DLC for both games? And somebody actually got back to me, and I think it was around about 183 pounds. The British guy responded to me, and then over 600 pounds for the Amiibo. So I think Smash was probably the most expensive game of all time, like standard, retail game. It's kind of ridiculous with all the DLC. So like, with Mario Kart, for example, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, I'm not getting that just because, fuck that game. I bought it like 2 years ago, and I got the DLC, and then all they've added is 2 new characters and, a battle mode, which should have been in there anyway. And you know what I mean? It's like, hey guys, we've got a new battle mode. No, you don't have a new battle mode. You've got the battle mode you forgot to put in the last one. So asking for 60 bones for this, deluxe version seems a bit of an ask. But with Smash, like, I don't know about you guys, but I didn't unlock hardly any of the extra moves for all the characters. Like, everyone had like 4 versions of every Smash for every single character.
Yep.
Like, if all that shit was unlocked from the start, and you got all the all 183 pounds worth of DLC, that's a fucking deal for 60 bones, right? But Mario Kart 8, on the other hand, is not much of a deal because we just spent $80 on that, and all you're getting is $80 worth of content again. So it's like, you know what I mean? So anyway, sorry, Cyrus. 7 were to 7.
Yeah, but I mean, calling out Smash Bros for most expensive game ever. have you seen Train Simulator on PC?
Oh boy, buckle up.
We're going through this piece by piece. We're gonna prove this wrong. But yeah, so there's the 6 Smash Amiibo, the 1 Olimar, no Olimar, Pikmin only Amiibo. Then they had 3 Zelda Amiibo. They were also shown off. So they were the final 3 of like the 25th anniversary Zelda Amiibo collection, which
All
are
disappointingly similar.
yeah. You'll find that with Link, he tends to look the same in all the games. But
Come on. Don't give me this.
so
Does he only carry a sword?
they're totally different. We've got young Link, who's young. They've got Twilight Princess Link, who's regular Link.
He's got a mask, right? The majority.
Yeah,
mask,
he's
holding
like holding a Goron mask or something.
Yeah.
Right.
And then, but the Skyward Sword Link, he's right-handed. He's totally different.
Is he
got,
doing
like-
anything?
He's holding a blue sword.
Okay.
It's different from the other sword the other guy's holding. Totally different. It's
Twilight Princess Link is edgy.
it's fucking Cynthia or whatever her name is has a new hat. It's fine. But all of these 3, they unlock various pieces of clothing in Breath of the Wild. So if you desperately need those pants of Twilight and pants of Time and pants of, then you know where to go. And I think actually the Twilight Princess Link is kind of the most valuable of these because it unlocks Epona as an item you can get in Breath of the Wild, because Epona is not in Breath of the Wild, I think.
See, if you have the original Smash Link, that unlocks.
Yeah, because that Smash Link is a Twilight Princess Link.
That's the only one I got.
Yeah, so you'll get yourself an Epona on a random chance out of 256 items.
I think it'll just do it. But
Yeah.
I mean, me and Cyrus were talking about this on, let's say, on another stream on another day, and I saw
Speaking of alternate timelines in Zelda.
to the timeline, and my T-shirt was a different color. The deck of illegal amiibo cards that were being sold in some Asian country, and there was just a deck of like literally every single Zelda amiibo in card form, in very professionally made thing. And Cyrus, you were saying it's quite easy to do that, using NFC cards, stickers that you can just buy, and then like a NFC USB reader and stuff like that. I mean, it's completely illegal, obviously, so we shouldn't do that.
And we're good little Nintendo fans here, so pay for your amiibo. But
no, what I mean is I want an official set of cards. I'm more likely to buy a deck of 10 amiibo cards than I am to have 10 fucking links all staring at me on top of my TV.
So you have a full collection of Animal Crossing amiibo cards?
What? Animal what now?
I'm sorry, Dobutsu no Mori. I know, it's been a while.
Double Mori.
Yeah, but
Are we up to 10 now?
Yeah, I think that's 10. What else? And then the last 3 was Splatoon 2 got its amiibo were finally announced. And
again, disappointingly similar.
Yeah, I'm a little sad about this too, is that Splatoon 1 came out, it had Inkling Boy, Inkling Girl, and Squid. And Splatoon 2 decided to mix it up a little bit, so they got Inkling Boy, Inkling Girl, and Squid. And they're different models, they've got different poses and they're showing off the new hairstyles that the Squids can get. Some of them even have pants. They've got the new weapons are being shown off. So the boy and girl are distinct looking. They look like new characters. That's fine. But the Squid amiibo just looks like it's the Squid.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I mean, I was in a store today and I saw the orange Squid and the green Squid next to each other, and then I was thinking about the Splatoon Squid, and I was like, geez, what is the difference? I mean, the Splatoon 2 one is slightly higher up, I think.
Yeah.
It's jumping slightly higher.
The Splatoon 2 Squid is technically one of the tallest amiibo now. Just
jumping out of the ink.
And but yeah, it's a cool model. The Squid jumping out of the ink looks really cool, but the one from Splatoon 1, the Squid jumping out of the ink.
What about is it Sheldon, the weapons the arms dealer.
Yeah, there's the horseshoe crab. I can't remember what his name is.
The little guy with the glasses. I would like to see an amiibo of him, and then he would have, give you like a random weapon drop or something like that.
I have a Sheldon amiibo here. It's pretty cool.
What the shit is that?
It's a Sheldon. It's more accurate than the one in Splatoon, but it's pretty good.
That's the guy from The Big Bang Theory.
But yeah, I am a little disappointed that they're just doing the 3 boy-girl squid again when Splatoon has a decent array of characters. Like,
and then when we're at the Switch event, I that's the only time I've ever seen Mario Kart Deluxe in Japanese, and I saw the names were actually called just boy and girl,
Yes.
boy in katakana. It wasn't like even Inkling Girl or Inkling Boy, it was just boy.
mhm.
So, like, it looked really weird in like the Grand Prix, the Grand Prix ranking thing. It was just like boy number 1, girl number 2. It's like looks a bit weird.
Yeah,
I mean,
go for it.
I was gonna say, I guess in Japanese, it's yeah. I think a lot of Japanese people know what those words mean, but it's kind of exotic enough where it's like, oh, okay,
Right.
it's his name, and he is a boy. Okay, whatever.
Because then you've
this
got
wouldn't fly.
the Animal Crossing boy and Animal Crossing girls. Actually, what do they call those? It's maybe Murabito,
Murabito, yeah.
boy. Or
This
just
like
Murabito.
village person,
Yeah,
villager.
I know
We
even
say
the
villager in English, Danny.
yeah.
Thank you.
even the English packaging for the Splatoon 2 amiibo, which interestingly just say Splatoon. They don't say Splatoon 2,
Mhm.
but they have like Inkling in small writing, then boy in big writing. So it's like they're still boy, girl, squid, but it's Inkling, boy, Inkling, girl.
Like I said, I was at the game store today, and I could have sworn that like the second run of Splatoon 1 amiibos like looked like the packaging had changed slightly from the first run. I don't know if it was like Splatoon 2 design, but it kind of reminded me of that. But
I was just peering over at my, because I still have the 3-pack still boxed, and it says like girl, Ika, squid, and then boy. So
yeah, but I mean, this is early days, isn't it? I mean, we started off with 3 Splatoon amiibos for the first Splatoon, and we ended up with 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, the 3 originals. Then they re-released the 3 with like different paint jobs.
Yeah,
I know you were extremely you were so excited to see them in the game. I remember.
I mean, talk about whitewashing. I mean, I talked about this on the show, but like you put the black Inkling on, and he turns white. Literally turns white when you tap him on when you go in the game. Where was the uproar with that? Fucking leave ScarJo alone, man.
But yeah, so I am without a doubt they're going to release more Splatoon amiibo, because the thing is a merchandising juggernaut over here in Japan.
oh yeah,
In Japan, I mean, they were sold out for so long. I mean, it was ridiculous.
They were my first real like amiibo quest, was trying to track down the boys and girls. Like I literally went all over Japan, from Tokyo literally to like the southern island. I was on Kyushu looking for these things at one point. Not even joking. And so these were gone.
Yeah, I think I just pre-ordered the first day they announced them, the original 3, and that's how I got it. Just got it delivered to me from Amazon. Perfect.
And he hasn't opened it since. Brilliant.
I haven't. And the packaging looks great, so I was like, oh, let's leave it in there.
Looks good on the shelf. Danny Bivens.
You got to be a collector to understand these things. You're basically losers. Okay, no, that's not true. Maybe it is.
One day I'm going to get that on a T-shirt. Looks good on a shelf.
Good luck to you.
Danny Bivens brackets do that.
I might even autograph it for you.
So yeah,
we're up to 13 now, right?
Yeah, that was the entire list of amiibo that was announced. So
in one Nintendo Direct, 13 amiibos.
Yes, it was truly terrifying. And a lot of these will release before E3. So, E3 is going to have round 2, baby. Kirby is all up in this joint this year.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, while we're on the subject of Splatoon 2, we might as well, tell the release date, which is the 21st of July, which is round about kind of when we all guessed, right? Summer holidays in Japan, starts round about, July 21st. pretty much all of my students are waiting to buy a Switch on that day. I might as well go through that news now. The Famitsu Most Wanted #1 is Dragon Quest 11 on PS4, and the second most wanted game was Splatoon 2 on the Switch.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, no game can topple Dragon Quest, but you know, like a new IP like Splatoon being at #2, that's a big fucking deal.
Yeah. You know, something interesting I saw on the Japanese eShop on the Switch. I was going through this because they have a page for Splatoon 2, and you know, it, like now on the Switch, it shows like supported languages and stuff like that. And it, on the Japanese page, it only said languages supported Japanese. I don't know if they're doing that because it's still pretty far away from the release. But then I noticed Street Fighter 2, the whatever that's coming out later on the Switch here in May, said the same thing.
Hey, that reminds me. I think this might have happened between Famicast episodes, but like me and Danny, I was talking to you about this, like which games were available for delivery to Japan and which weren't. And Splatoon 2 wasn't, and Street Fighter 2 wasn't, but Mario Kart was. So I was wondering, like, why those games were not allowed to be delivered to Japan. You know, because you know, in the Wii U generation, like it was great. Like pretty much every game I could buy on Amazon UK, and I could get it delivered to Japan for like, you know, literally just like 5 squids delivery. It was nothing, and I could get it delivered to Japan, you know, like a European game. But like, it seems like with the Switch, it's kind of like on a case-by-case basis. It doesn't seem to be everything, which got me worried because, you know, it's the most fucking region-free console of all time. So why can't I buy every game? So I don't know why.
Yeah, but
so we'll find out soon enough.
Yeah, at any rate, even like I said, even though that the Japanese page said that, it's like, okay, if your push come to shove, if I really want to play Splatoon in English, I could just buy it from the American eShop. It's not that big a deal.
And also it's a moot point for me because I want to rectify the mistake. What I did on the Wii U is buying Splatoon on a disc, because that was a huge mistake, you know, because I was playing this game pretty much every day, which meant I couldn't play any other game, you know, the disc was like permanently in there. So yeah, I'll be definitely downloading it, and you know, if it means downloading it from the European store, you know, whatever, who cares?
Yep.
So yeah, that's Splatoon 2 and Amiibos.
Yeah, going on, with the next kind of big Nintendo IP, so there was a pretty big, long preview for ARMS, which they also announced a release date for it as well. It's coming out on June 16th worldwide. There's a new set of yellow Joy-Con they're going to be releasing as well. Ty, being our resident fighting game guy,
yeah,
like, you checked out videos about this and stuff, right?
The Joy-Con?
No. Sorry.
Ty, go and watch the trailer for the Joy-Con.
Yes. No, for ARMS, like the newest footage. Did you get a chance to check that stuff out?
I haven't.
Okay.
Mom and Girl, what's her name?
Yeah, the noodle girl, whatever her name is. I had
yeah. I've seen screens.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a pretty good look at all the ARMS stuff, because I'm still middlingly excited for this game. Like,
Same.
It's the kind of game I would like to own, but I'm not sure I'm willing to buy.
Me too.
It's like, because
it's too near to Splatoon. I mean, it's too near to Splatoon 2's release date for me. I mean, did we mention the release date?
Yes.
June the 16th. So we've got like 4-5 weeks between the games. That's that's too close. I mean, they both do look like summery games. I've got to admit, you know, they both look like games you'd want to play in summer, but like maybe next summer for ARMS.
Like, they're definitely trying to shove ARMS into this bracket, like between Breath of the Wild hype and Splatoon. This is like, okay, this is our only opening. No one will ever touch this game if we don't get this out now. So,
but they've got Mario Kart between now, which is weird, you know. They're really pushing Mario Kart here, by the way.
Yeah, but I mean, if you look at the way they've kind of been marketing it, I mean, Zelda, you know, when the Switch release and stuff like that, it was really top heavy with that. Now it's Mario Kart. I mean, I think it's just a gradual push, and I think they have a pretty good pace compared to what they've done with their last couple of systems, where the pace has just been
No pace.
atrocious.
Yeah, like everyone was saying, the Switch has a tiny lineup, and it does have a small starting lineup, but there is, like you said, it's a constant roll of new game, like Mario, well, new quotation marks, but like Mario Kart, straight into ARMS, straight into Splatoon. It's like those are big, heavy-hitting, homegrown games.
And pretty much a new indie game every week as well.
Yeah. And then, I mean, on top of that, you know, Hamster Company, they're releasing, like, you know, Neo Geo games and stuff too. So there's a, I mean, yeah, there's not like, oh God, there's not 100 games on my Switch. Wah. No, it's like, even if there were, you're going to be missing out on a lot of stuff anyway. But
Neo Geo Pocket. That's the Switch now, isn't it? It's the new Neo Geo Pocket.
To an extent. Yeah. Yeah, there's a fair amount of content, and it's coming out at, I think, just the right pace. But it's kind of, with the holiday season coming up, though, I'd like to see more third-party stuff, but that's a conversation for another time, I think.
Right.
So, okay. I mean, do you guys want to move on from ARMS, or anybody else have any, like, closing thoughts or anything they want to say about it? Or
I mean, the yellow Joy-Con thing, by the way, like, you know, Danny, did you buy your Switch on the official Nintendo store?
No, I bought it at a local shop here in town.
Okay. I was wondering if those yellow ones are going to be on that site. Like, are they going to incorporate that in the kind of customized thing? Because if people don't know, you can actually customize whatever you want. You can have any two colors of any controller. You know, is it usually red on the left, blue on the right?
No, you can do either or from the
no,
website.
the official pack, which is in other countries.
Oh.
I think it's blue right, red left. Like, let's just say that's what it is.
Sure.
On this official Nintendo website, you can switch that. Excuse the pun.
Yeah, and you could buy, I think, even individually, maybe at this regular stores, well, maybe in Japan only, but you can just choose to buy, like, basically so you can have a set of, you know, the same color.
Yeah, you could have both blue with the blue, you know, with the clip thing.
Yeah. You know, looking at the My Nintendo store right now.
It's not currently, yeah. It's not currently.
Well, it's weird because sometimes, sometimes they don't even show, like, Switches for sale. It's like, we're sold out. And it's like, okay, I got it.
I think it reopened on the 21st, the My Nintendo store. Because for a while, it closed down, didn't it? Because they obviously run out. They didn't have the capacity to do that for indefinitely, because, you know, obviously they're customizing these packages, right? They're actually individually having to put all these colors in the boxes, right? So it must have been a strain on their resources.
It looks like right now they don't have the option for the yellow, but I mean, it'll come.
Yeah, I thought the yellow and blue would look quite cool, actually, like for Splatoon and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the ink colors.
I'm still kind of expecting, like, when Splatoon drops, they're going to have a special Callie Marie colored Switch controllers, like bright green and bright pink.
There were those fan ones that were done quite soon after launch. You know, fans went nuts with the Joy-Con colors, and there were some really good ideas, you know, which, you know, 5% might actually come true. So
yeah, I'd be pretty shocked if they don't get to Callie Marie colors at some point. Maybe not with the game launch, but because if they're already pushing ARMS colored controllers, I doubt they're going to push more than next month.
Right. I mean, yeah, we're already going to have, what, like 4 colors, only like 2 months into the console's life. 4 colors already. So, yeah, don't worry about that. Your colors are coming. Your favorite colors will come eventually.
Yeah. This is kind of like Nintendo.
Somebody had a great, like, Ty, you might know about this. Isn't there some kind of, like, customizable Xbox controller thing?
Yeah, you can order a personalized controller. You basically get to choose the colors for each part.
That would work beautifully with the Switch, wouldn't it? Like, customizing your cons. So yeah, maybe they need to take a leaf out of you know, Xbox's book for that. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I'd say if you talked to any Nintendo people and said you should follow what Microsoft are doing in Japan, you'd be fucking. I'm not sure you'd get a great reaction.
Right. You know, they've got this thing called voice chat, huh?
Fax me a note about it.
What's an Ethernet port?
It's this thing that you attach to a USB thing that you plug in the back.
You're
Next.
saying people are looking at our games on the internet?
So, as
free?
for Splatoon 2, we forgot to mention the salmon run mode, which looks great. Like
Right.
the cooperative mode. Definitely looking forward to playing that. Let's hope they get voice chat up and running for that.
I'm pretty relieved that the salmon run is a thing that's coming because, like I mentioned before in another episode of this, is that Splatoon 2 is almost visually identical to Splatoon 1, but Salmon Run is very distinct. Like, it's something you can put in a screenshot and go, "Oh, this is Splatoon 2." Very clearly, this is Splatoon 2.
Yeah, and I'm sure they're going to have different ranked match modes as well. So we'll be looking forward to that. I mean, they added new ranked match types even in Splatoon 1. I mean, the
Rainmaker thing,
Thank you. Rainmaker came much later. I think even the box guarding one.
Isn't that the same thing?
Forgotten different everything. The one where you have to follow the box to the goal.
Right.
payloads.
The payload thing, which it was before Overwatch, but whatever. You have to paint the box to move it along, kind of thing.
Right.
I forgot what was it. I didn't even buy Splatoon at launch, if you remember. So
Yeah,
Danny, you would know.
Yeah,
but you didn't play ranks that much, did you? So
I didn't actually know.
Yeah. So, and also there's a Squid Sisters story thing that's running on the US site, where you can read about what happened to Callie, who may or may not be dead.
Marie murdered her when she won the at the end of the final Splatfest in Splatoon 1.
All I remember is that my team won. I don't even remember which Squid Sister it was.
The green one.
Yeah,
cheated.
whatever.
Stolen.
Yeah. Is that why it's like a solidarity thing right now, Sai? Is that where you have the green bandana on?
No, that's fucking now I feel bad for wearing this. Can we pause while I go get a pink one?
You have a pink bandana?
Man, you should see my bandana drawer. It is a thing of rainbow beauty.
Maybe you can do that for bonus video content at the end.
Yeah, you can do your own let's play videos, and I'll just do an unboxing of my bandana drawer.
Let's bandana.
That's a Patreon exclusive thing. Is you can vote for which bandana I will wear on a given show.
How about on a given day, every day?
Yeah.
I think we've got Cyrus's new podcast sorted out. Bandana Cast.
Yeah,
Yes.
man. I
could
could give some proper discussion. I have some choice words about asymmetric Japanese bandana design.
Next.
Kind of moving on here. Some of this is a lot of just kind of quick hits. So, Minecraft is coming out on Switch. It's coming out on May 12th, May 11th in the US here, and on the 12th. And then it's going to be both digital. Well, first digital only, and then there's a retail version coming later.
That's big. That's huge. I mean, Vita and PS4 versions sell like hotcakes, and actually the Wii U one as well.
Yeah. This isn't really. Oh, yes.
I wonder with Minecraft, because it's a hugely cooperative game. I wonder, will they add anything like two people being able to play on one Switch console?
Yeah, they have actually. You can actually play 4-player on one Switch.
That is so sick! Oh my god, that is amazing.
I mean, who's going to do that? But yeah, kids. I guess.
But just definitely kids. Playing Minecraft, just sitting in an airport, give one controller to your brother while you're waiting or something. That's amazing to be able to do that.
Yeah.
I wonder if they'll do touchscreen when it's undocked.
I don't think so. It looks like it's pretty much the same as the Wii U version, which is the same as every other console version. I mean,
they didn't do any touch stuff for Wii U, did they? Like inventory management?
No, it's all controller based.
Yeah, that sucks.
Even on the Vita, which has a pretty decent touch screen as well.
Yeah.
So
they just want to keep it standard across everything.
Yeah, that's the thing. So moving on a kind of Famicast related note, I guess. So Monster Hunter Stories is making it out in the West this fall. This is a game that I had talked about months ago on our old feed, and it's you could say Monster Hunter Babies Edition if you want. Kind of like cel shaded RPG version of Monster Hunter, which is pretty cool.
I like these things, like, when Danny plays some game and then like 2.5 years later it gets announced for the West.
Yeah,
it's always. I mean, you only get that on the Famicast, right? Like,
right.
It's like, oh yeah, I remember this game. Danny's already put it in his drawer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Dragon Quest VII on 3DS. Oh, okay, that just came out.
Like,
2013 to what? 2016. That's. Ugh.
Like we played Monster Hunter Stories at multiple TGSs here too, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
So,
Feels like so long ago. Yeah. There you go. I mean, yeah. I mean, I think we're gonna have less of those though going forward. I mean, like, us rubbing in the face of people like, oh, this isn't coming out in your region, is going to be less and less relevant with the Switch because it's so fucking region free.
Yeah.
That people are just gonna like make it a Japanese account and download it.
Yeah. I mean,
Like with Dragon Quest 11, for example, I'm sure that's going to take years to be localized. But in the meantime, the super fans are going to be able to download it anyway.
Yeah. Well, kind of speaking on like accessible type of stuff with that as well. So Lady Layton Mystery, Layton Mystery Journey, Catriel and the Millionaire's Conspiracy. The latest entry in the Layton series, starring Layton's daughter. It's coming out in Japan on 3DS and mobile on July 20th. With the mobile release, obviously, it's the same as like Switch type of stuff. As long as you have a Japanese account, it looks like that you'll be able to get the mobile version of the game, which is available in Japanese, French, Italian, German,
It was
Dutch.
like that for Pokemon Go. I remember downloading it like, a little bit earlier in Europe. Because it actually came out in Japan last, ironically.
Yeah.
Pokemon Go, and like, yeah, it worked fine.
Yeah.
Just it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But
Two
I
languages,
don't
English
like
and Spanish.
I don't like seeing 3DS and mobile in the same sentence. That annoys me. It's like
It's
that
strange.
Pokemon Shuffle game or whatever, Puzzle and Dragons.
Yeah.
It's like this thing about like putting mobile games on 3DS or like that. It's kind of like, I don't like that.
Voez is already there on Switch, the music game.
Some of them,
that's
like
even
some of the games that you were talking about, like Pokemon Shuffle or whatever, some of them were like on 3DS first, and then they went to mobile later. Sometimes.
Yeah, the thing about that, I think my theory was right. Back when we were talking about Pokemon Shuffle, like it didn't have any like 3D modes or anything. Like there was no 3D in it, and like it just felt like a mobile game. And then, sure enough, 4 months later, it was announced as a mobile game.
What's kind of interesting about the way they kind of lay out this Layton game, like visually, like on the 3DS, obviously you have the top screen and the bottom screen, but on the smartphone version, they kind of just like cut the screen in half. So it's like you would have what would be on the touch screen, so it's just, so it kind of visually looks the same. So it probably can keep using like the same engine, albeit I would assume, I didn't take a look at like really closely at these screenshots, but I assume the smartphone versions would probably look a lot sharper than the stuff would on 3DS.
Well, it's like how the Nintendo DS Virtual Console looks on Wii U, i.e. terrible. The way they split the screen on the TV and stuff like that. Yeah,
but another thing about this, the mobile version, it's going to be like 1,900 yen, so like $20, as opposed to $40-50 for 3DS version of the game. Especially now, it's only going to be locked in Japanese. So, but
that's your cartridge cost for you, mate.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
But with this too, with the mobile version, there's going to be some kind of extra cost for items or something, and we really don't know what that means at this point. But
Layton coins, 100 yen a pack.
Oh,
could be
hint coins. Is it called hint coins? Isn't it?
I think hint coins. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ripping beast.
Hopefully, they're easy fatality coins.
It could be.
Oh, that was a thing, wasn't it? Like the Mortal Kombat thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that was gross.
Oh, what was it? Buy easy fatalities. Was that in the console game?
Yeah,
Yes.
it was. Yeah, it sounded like that when you used them.
It should do.
I think that featured prominently on Scrub Quotes at one point. Just a screenshot of that in the online store.
Yeah. And a guy saying, I can't make it work. How do you do fatalities?
How do fatality?
Moving on.
Oh man, we're going to talk about Hey Pikmin.
Okay, it's coming out.
It comes out on the 13th of July, like a week, 2 weeks before Splatoon 2. Brilliant. This game looks terrible, and it's by the guys who did Yoshi's New Story and the Yoshi's Island DS, which I've shit on both games multiple times when I was talking about the actual good game, Yoshi's Woolly World. Yeah, don't buy this game. It's going to be terrible. Believe me.
I might buy it.
Trust me.
I might buy it.
It's what is it called? You're going to buy it?
I'm thinking about it. I don't know yet.
Let's Go Pikmin or something?
No. The game is called Hey Pikmin, but I mean the developers. It's like
Archer.
the new one's called like Arses or something like that.
Yeah, Artez or
yeah.
Name keeps changing.
Those guys make bad games, so yeah, don't worry about it.
By the way, it's bad juju. Don't touch it.
Yes. Well,
Next.
Yeah, similar vein, Ever Oasis, coming to Japan July 13th, in the West earlier than that.
It's a shame because Ever Oasis is like, it's a really nice, cute looking game, really nice art style and stuff, but the 3DS, it's hard to be excited for 3DS games, and that's kind of sad.
It is. I know exactly what you mean. Like, when I just see my 3DS on the shelf, I just look at it and go, like, eh.
I gotta still get mine repaired. Like, Nintendo ignored my service requests months ago.
I mean, it's bad when a guy goes for his Game Boy Advance over his 3DS, you know.
No,
Next. Kirby.
You know, sorry.
Yeah, there's loads of Kirby games coming out on 3DS. You know, I think this is like a running joke on, I think it's the, what do you call it, Nintendo Voice Chat podcast. Like, when a console is dying, you throw loads of Kirby games at it. And the 3DS has had so many Kirby games. And then more coming. More and then more. It's like, yeah, it's not even one. But it is the 25th Kirby anniversary. And the game show that I was in, which I've for some reason mentioned 3 times now in this episode, was covered in Kirby stuff. Like, they were going mental with the Kirby merchandise. Like, pretty much most of the like the game section was like covered in like Kirby toys and games, and yeah.
There actually, I remember looking at Nintendo's website. There's several like even like what do you say, stationery shops and stuff like that have special files and stuff with Kirby on it, like all over Japan. Kirby. Yeah, seriously.
The Kirby Cafe, which we all missed. Because it was like a pop-up cafe that was only there for a week, like a month, and I think I went to the place like a week after it had already closed. Rest in peace. Never mind. That's why I never talked about it.
It's pretty cute that one of my really shy students in my class, she like, I get all my students to make name cards and they can design whatever they want, and she drew a kind of a dodgy Kirby on the front. And
so you ripped it up.
I was trying to figure out if it was Kirby or not. So I kind of like, I checked the back. There's like a self-introduction on the back of the card, and she was like, "My favorite character is Kirby or Cubby." She wrote it out in English.
Karby.
And yep, and then as I was passing by, I was like, "Oh, look, it's Kirby! It's a cool picture." And her whole face lit up. She was so happy that I recognized it.
And then you went, "Of course, I was joking. It's terrible."
I literally only knew it was Kirby because I read it on your card. And you even spelled his name wrong.
In the game, in the intro to, I think it's Superstar, don't they like show you how to draw Kirby? It's like part of the intro, like
that's cool.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I don't remember which one.
What do you call it? Like when you leave the intro title for a few seconds, it goes into like a track mode.
Attract mode. Yeah.
Like the attract mode for one of the Kirby games, it literally shows you how to draw it, and it's like 3 circles. You know, fucking deal with it. Like get good at drawing.
I've always wanted to get. You can get like the Kirby. It's like a posable figure, but because Kirby is a sphere with like blobs for arms, It's more like a ball with magnetic pieces that you stick onto him.
Oh,
So you
right,
just
right,
slide
right.
them around the surface of his body to
That's
pose him.
cool.
And it's really cool.
Actually, my my 1-year-old baby son likes to suck the Kirby amiibo. Like he puts it in his mouth.
That seems unsafe. You're a bad father.
Yeah. Also, the Donkey Kong one for some reason. I don't give him these. I don't know. He somehow gets them from the shelf. But like, I saw him walking around with Donkey Kong in his mouth. Maybe he's gonna main him in Smash Brothers when he's older.
Could be.
Is that how kids should decide which character they're gonna main?
Yeah,
Right
that's
into
how
the
everyone picks their Smash characters. That's why there's so many trophies in the game.
Amiibo you sucked on when you were a baby.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Write in and let us know.
Well, that's how they figured out that Aang was the Avatar in Avatar: The Last Airbender. They watched what toys he played with.
There it is.
It's proof.
Must be
It's
something.
It's
That
in a
goes off my
cartoon. It
head.
must be real.
Yep.
I was thinking of Blue Guys when you said Avatar. I know. Anyway. Sequels coming in 2020.
Yes.
So Dragon Quest 11, I think I mentioned that earlier.
Yeah.
That's coming on July 29th. Holy shit,
Yep.
I didn't realize it was that soon.
Yeah, July's a really busy month for a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah. So those two top most wanted games that I mentioned are coming out within 7 days.
A
of
week
each
of
other.
each other. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Oh my god, game shops are going to be fucking packed that week.
Mhm.
I wouldn't go shopping in Akihabara that week. Good luck.
Yeah. Well, we have a couple of other little bits. Do we want to touch these or want to just move on to charts, or what do you guys think?
SNES, we're going to talk about SNES Mini. I mean, that was the financial. Are we going to talk about financials? Like the financials reports happened like today at the time of recording, and Kimishima was asked by, who's that guy? I follow him on Twitter, Mochizuki. Maybe you don't follow
Wall Street
him.
Journal Japan guy, yeah.
Yeah, the Wall Street Journal guy. He's really cool. Like
that guy is something.
he's the guy who like all the things that only Japanese people should know. He just translates into English so we can all know what goes on. I think he actually was at the investors meeting and he asked. I don't know if it was Kimishima himself or someone at the investors meeting, like, is the SNES Mini in production? And he just said something like, we don't have any information at this time, something along those. In other words, it kind of hinted that they are actually working on it, but they just don't want to talk about it yet. So, but yeah, this SNES Mini sounds exciting. Eurogamer was the initial, like, the source, like, of the rumor. So, and they've been, spot on with in the past with the Switch stuff and stuff. So yeah, pleased to be excited, I guess. Danny, would you get the Japanese one?
Yeah, absolutely.
Theoretically,
probably. I mean, it's such a. I wanted to get the American version of the NES Classic, but that proved impossible and getting more and more so by the day.
Well, yeah, literally impossible now. Yeah. But I'd be interested if there are any Americans listening. Would they go for the American like purple square, shitty version, or would they go for the much superior European colored buttons, which is the same as the Super Famicom? Because the games.
What if they only release the purple one, like in every region?
They would sell 0 copies.
It's not that bad. I mean,
it's the worst.
It's pretty bad.
I mean,
that console ever.
Compared to other Super Famicom, Super Nintendo, yes.
Literally all of the other Nintendos.
Okay.
There was a few kind of like what are they called? Like those kind of fake NES, a fake Famicom, fake Super Famicom systems in Akihabara today, and one of them kind of looked like very square and very crappy, and it did remind me of the American Super Nintendo. But this thing was like like $20 or whatever.
Oh yeah, I think I saw them in Yodobashi and Akiba the other day too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Were you in
Sorry?
Were you in the Yodobashi camera in Akihabara?
No, I think that was Softmap.
Okay, yeah, the big giant store. It's just it's pretty funny when you go into the game section, because I was looking at the Famicons. I thought they were real, like mini Famicons, so it's like, oh, cool. But
yeah, they actually sell a Game Boy Advance, like the Game Boy Advance that Danny showed earlier in the show. That size Game Boy Advance, but it looked like a small Famicom, and you could actually put Famicom cartridges into it.
Oh, it was like,
It was
Oh,
yeah, literally a portable Famicom.
yeah, I've seen
yeah,
those.
but it's
Crazy.
funny that inside when you go into the game section that Yodobashi camera, they've got that's the summer lesson, the PS like VR thing.
Ty's favorite VR game.
Yeah, and it's like right now you can buy like a life-size model of the character.
Oh,
Like it's like it costs like $25,000 or something, or $2,500. It's something insane to buy this thing.
that cheap.
And I saw it in the store, and it's like it looks ridiculous. Like it's so cool, like so high quality. This model.
Why are you putting your hands like that?
Because it's VR, you can almost. But it's funny because like directly beside it is a full-size Mario model. Like, so, and it's like, and they're kind of, she's doing this cutesy pose, and Mario is doing like the let's go, and I'm like,
His head is the same size as her torso.
yeah, and I'm dying because I had my camera and a battery, so I couldn't take a picture of the two of them together. But it's perfect. If you have a chance, go and look at them.
Well, it's kind of like Mario Odyssey in a way, isn't it? It's the same kind of deal. There are like full-size women in that game, and then Mario's like all
Ogling them and
Yes.
weird. So Super Bomberman. Danny, do you have this game?
No, do not.
Okay, so you're not interested in Vic Viper or Simon Belmont? Or
Not yet.
versions?
I'll get this game eventually, but I'm waiting a little bit.
yeah, I am pretty like I read up more on this game, and like the big news that's in our agenda is that it got a huge improvement where like they patched in like really big frame rate updates and all this stuff. Is that when it launched, it only ran at 30 frames a second, and when it was which is just like they locked it at 30 frames, but everyone complained that the game was really choppy. So this patch, it speeds it up to 60 frames a second, which is a huge bump. But to get that speed, they had to drop the resolution of the game, so it's down to like a little less than 720p, I think.
Okay.
Can't remember. So it looks a little chunkier, but everyone says it's like I would gladly sacrifice these pixels for the 30 frames it got.
Interesting.
Okie doke. And well, we don't need to go run down through the charts, the full charts, but like the only interesting thing that we wanted to talk about was like the Zelda attach rate, which is like 60% in on Switch in Japan.
Yeah.
And hardware has reached. Actually, there was the official financials. Do we have the link for that?
Scroll down a little bit more.
Oh, there we go.
See worldwide numbers, not dollar amounts, but just hard.
So this is the Switch, like total Switch in the world.
Yes. It says worldwide above it. See that?
There you go. 2.74 million Switch units in the world.
Yep.
In 29 days. So at this rate, it will overtake the entire Wii U sales in like less than a year, which is kind of amazing.
Definitely, I'd say there were so many third-party support that was like on the fence about the Switch, and now they're like desperately trying to get their shit together to get games
Scrambling.
out. Yeah, it's. Right. I think E3 is going to be telling, and like it's kind of weird too because, I mean, you'll see some companies maybe they'll be asked about you guys are going to support Switch for this or that, but maybe even if they want to, it's going to take for like a game that's supposed to be coming out this holiday season or something.
Right.
Maybe it's just going to take too long, so they'll miss that window, And
but we've heard from several places that like pretty much any like game on Steam or like PC or even other consoles can be ported to Switch, in like less than a year. It's like that easy, and Switch supports so many different like middleware stuff now.
Yeah,
that is crazy. The hilarious thing about this, I mean, Ty, you're gonna get a kick out of this one, right? Like the Switch, Zelda on Switch sold 276 million, but there's only 274 million Switches.
Yeah.
So like,
wow.
What are these like 200? Was it 20,000? 200,000? 20,000?
Literally half of the people on this podcast own copies of Zelda and no Switches.
Yeah. There's 3 copies of Zelda on this podcast, and only one guy has actually got a Switch. So yeah, that's why. But yeah, even the Wii U version sold over 1 million copies.
Mm-hmm.
Rest in peace, Wii U.
Yeah.
So other notable titles, I guess, 1-2 Switch, 186,000. Is this in Japan?
All this other stuff is Japan.
And Super Bomberman are 70,000. So yeah, I guess people like the Super Bombermans. I mean, I'm looking forward to that being 2,000 yen in a bargain bucket, around about Christmas.
Yeah,
That's kind of what I'm going for too.
Yeah,
but even then, I'm not saying I'm going to buy it. I'm just looking forward to it.
Yeah,
Just like I say, yeah, I was right. See you later. Puyo Puyo Tetris might retain its value because that game, for some reason, is just had this kind of rarity about it. Because it, various weird, region weirdness where it can't be digital in some regions and it can only be physical in other regions and stuff like that. For some reason, that game is always like, retains its value.
Yeah.
So,
maybe.
Or it could be 2,000 yen as well.
Yeah.
Double pack.
Yeah. So I think that about does it for the news pretty much. I mean, there's a couple other little bits on the sales data, but it's fine. Let's go ahead and move into a little bit of feedback.
Yay.
Back. Okay.
So if you want to get something read on the show, you can email us at thefamicast@gmail.com. You can hit us up on Twitter at thefamicast. You can hit us up on Facebook. Just search for the Famicast.
Do I have to make a Facebook account now?
Yeah. Well, most people except you have them, but
I think I do have one.
yeah.
I'll find it. I'll join in. People like the Facebooks.
Yeah.
Okay, so feedback. First one we've got from Nick Zakarovich. He said, the latest Famicast title had me worried. It was all over. Glad to hear it's just starting a new phase. Thanks for 100 episodes. Here's to 100 more. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
That's right. Thanks, Nick. You're welcome. Who else? Next up, we have Joel Henneberry.
Oh, I know Joel. Actually, he's a friend of
You
mine.
know about Joel?
Yeah.
He says he's pumped for the new website, Danny Biv, the Famicast, switching it up for 101.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Keep it locked to the Famicast.com. So Perry talking about his podcast that Danny was on, Danny the Bibs Bivens.
Yes.
Had a good time. Alexa Wood, she's asking all of us if we're up for good sex with Cool Man. Are there any? Yes, question mark. Michael Flowers, I know that guy, Sergeant Flowers on Twitter. He says loves the new icon art, looks great. Cyrus,
Thank you.
Blush and do a kawaii pose at that point. So Unhatched Yoshi Egg says great. Google Podcasts is a US only thing because why not? He uses Pocket Cast to listen. So yeah, I guess that's the thing. It's only in the US. Please do subscribe if you want to. If he's like, oh, fucking iTunes, hate this shit. Yeah, go nuts. If you're American.
Yeah.
Aaron is asking, are there any plans to upload video and audio Famicast to the YouTube channel? Yes. In fact, this one is on YouTube right now. Go to youtube.com/thefamicast and you'll see it. Episode 101.
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
Name pending. Haven't thought of the name yet.
Yes.
Neil Ronahan, director of Nintendo World Report, our ex-host and, director of Nintendo
Father
World
figure.
Says tearfully waves goodbye. They grew up so fast. But seriously, if you dug the Famicast on NWR, check out their new solo form. And if you're listening to this, I guess that's what you're doing. Oh yeah, as we mentioned in the now playing segment when we were advertising ourselves, and I was telling you guys about my
Mattresses.
My mattresses. and also my music-based podcast, which you can download right now. Somebody was asking me, are we selling episodes on a cassette now? Because, you know, I did a little teaser of like the artwork for my podcast, and it has a cassette on it. No, that's not what's going on. That was just the new podcast that you can download and enjoy. And that's it.
I got one here from Facebook. This is from Sean Perry. He just sent us a message and said, hey, you know, don't take too long of a break, guys. I miss you already. Well, we're here now. So I'd replied to him and stuff. But no, thanks for the kind words from everybody. Appreciate that. Really do.
Absolutely. This is very exciting stuff. Being on our own.
Yes.
Venturing out into the wilderness. Searching for korok seeds. It's late.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's like we're home and mommy and daddy are gone, you know, or whatever.
My parents are out of town. Can't have a kid.
I need you to help me set up my Switch.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's going to pretty much do it for the return of us.
It's a wrap, Jack.
So yeah, that's definitely a wrap. Again, if you want to follow us on Twitter, all that stuff, refer back to a couple of minutes ago, and you can find that out. For us individually, if you want to know about that, if you want to follow me, it's Danny Biv, DANNYBIV.
Yes.
James, how about you, man?
I'm at Family Complicated, as always. Thank you very much, and please understand.
Yes. Ty.
I'm Super Cat Drugs, as always. Follow my Twitter for fighting games and sick memes.
Cyrus, how about you, buddy?
And I am at Celsi, I guess, as always, since that's the thing we're saying now.
Yes.
And I'm really tired.
Yes.
Here in Japan, as always.
Yes.
The two most said phrases on the show.
Yes. I also want to thank.
Looks good on the shelf here in Japan, as always.
I also want to thank those of you that had tuned in live for this episode too. Thank you for that. Yeah, but that's going to be all for tonight. So we will catch you next time. So later.
Famicrew out.
Peace.
Peace.